Danny rides on her twice a week right now. I wish we could do more, but this is it's a pony ranch, so they have lessons all the time after school. Right? We can go out in the field, or we usually go in the arena over here. The arena is a good place. She's been really good for us. Really good. Right? She's so funny. Winter, she gets so furry. In the summertime, they get like all their fur falls out, and they just have that sleek sheen. It's so pretty. But now you're looking at no food either. You're just keeping your hooves out while you're here. She's been great for our family. The theory behind a halflinger is that, so Danny, when he walks, his core is what you work on, and to match the horse, because you have 4 feet, it's got the same movement as someone walking. And so when Danny's walking, so when he's on the horse, initially getting on, his legs are so tight.
Sure.
And so getting on in the first 5 minutes is kind of painful for him. But then he teaches his muscles to relax. And so he goes from tense and then just loosing, because the horse is going like this the whole time. So he's getting the rhythm, he's loosening up, loose. And then by 10 minutes into it, he's just loosey-goosey there, and he's just sitting there and riding the horse. And he rides sideways after he's got about 20 minutes under his belt, and he rides sideways. And then he has to have his hands up. He's working on his core strength, left and right.
Wow.
And then he goes backwards on the horse, and he has to push off the saddle. So now he's working on his back, because his back's always hunched. Pushes off the saddle, brings his shoulders blades back. So he does about 3 or 4 loops in the arena with him riding like this, not in stirrups. So he's in charge of his own balance, but he's stretching his back backwards. And then he does the other side for side saddle. And then he does, he stands up on the horse while the horse is walking. So he holds onto the horn, but he needs to stand straight up. And so his whole body is moving with the horse. He has this motion. And then we ride a circle with him upside. So he's laying on the horse, and he lays backwards, which stretches his back backwards. But the horse is moving, but it's just a constant stretch with him bringing his shoulders back. And then he stands on the side of the horse. So he's got 2 stirrups, and he stands and he holds onto the saddle. And it's all about his hip pressure, because his hip is in or out. So I'll hold one leg to make sure it stays in the stirrup, and the walker, someone will lead the horse, and it's all about keeping his his butt tucked
Yep.
and his hip forward, because the horse is moving and he has to constantly keep that hip forward and counteract it. So you're working on core strength when you're when you're sitting sideways, you're just stomach, and then when you're standing, it's hips, and then when you're backwards, it's back. So
How long is Danny on the horse?
about 45 minutes.
And she never gives any trouble that long with all that.
No, she actually usually does at least one more lesson a day. She does 2 to 3 lessons a day. She's a little patient sometimes. You impatient? Huh? Asta? I think they are feeding her a little too much hay. We'll see. She doesn't like her bell. Initially, it was hard just getting used to all the things you had to get her ready for. But just really, with a therapy horse, it's all about exposure. And, you know, like the first month we had her, we rode her around the arena with people riding bicycles around her. And we bounced therapy balls off of her. And we tied plastic bags into her mane and her tail. And you can't bomb-proof a horse. It's never going to be 100% safe, ever. But the more exposure you have to them, or have for them, you know, they joke about the horse, you know, you have fight or flight, you know, and you have one side of the brain, the flight is bigger than the fight. And when you increase their awareness of what's going around them and give them more and more exposure to just the unpredictable, then the other side of the brain grows, and it will bring reason towards the flight. Like, do I really need to flight, or am I just overreacting? Because they're herd nature. I see somebody else running, oh wow, I better run. There's got to be a reason for it. Here you have other horses running around you all the time, and she's just walking. She knows this is what I need to do. This is my job. And she's excellent at her job, and she's even fun for mom because she gives me a run for my money, don't you? But we've been camping with her, rode her for 8 hours one day. She's through the mountains, out in, let's see, where did we go? Western Virginia, I'll think of the name in a minute. But we have a bunch of friends that go up there, and we just camp in the trailer, and I put her outside in a little electric paddock, and she stays there all night, and she's ready to work in the morning. Coated in sweat, both of us. Devil's Canyon, it's like straight up rocks, but she's got this back end to push her up the hill.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So this is much more structured here. It's much more therapy. Or not therapy minded. It's more dressage. So they use her as a lesson horse for basic dressage, some little bit of jumping. But so we're usually under a western saddle, a little bit more rustic. But she's getting a little structure here. So it's actually been a good setup for her, making her a more well-rounded horse, well-rounded pony, huh? Right. You want to go back to your hay? Have I taken you away from your day? So, life is good here.